Our camera circling high above American Airlines Arena on this beautiful night, giving you a terrific view of our location here in Miami. Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Thursday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. Then on Sunday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Houston Rockets.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Reddish and Collins at the small forward and power forward. And it's Len in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And for the Heat, at the 2 and the 3, it's Butler and Winslow. Myers Leonard is out there with Bam Adebayo. And it's Dragic in at the 1. Early on, Brent, what are some of the intangibles you look for in a team that may be taking the next step?
First of all, is the player who's returning that's shouldering most of the responsibility, is he any better than last season, Kevin? Has there been some growth in his game? Secondarily,
the great ones always grow.
They always do, and they're really sharp usually coming out of summertime, and they're ready to go. Second thing is, has the roster been tinkered with a little bit or tweaked a little bit to enhance what it is that the skill set of the star player is going to provide for their team throughout the next 8 months of the season?
And so it's the Heat hitting on the board first. To the right side. Here's Reddish. It's deflected. Dragic against Young. Outside Dragic. Outside Butler. Rejected by Len.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Len throws that one away.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Shot clock at 3. Shots good from Butler.
And Butler just has it all. Likes catching the D by surprise with that silky smooth floater.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Young drives in. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Dragic dishes to Winslow. He kicks it to Butler. And there's the call on Kevin Herter. That is his first foul of the game. And it's the Heat with the ball. To the inside. The kick out to Dragic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 19-foot shot. Basket counts.
Well, shot selection is sometimes about being in your range. Dragic was there.
Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Young taking his time here. In the corner, Collins with it. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Butler, no good. A slow start for Atlanta in this one. Trailing by 4. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game. And they just had so few opportunities. And I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, they were like good college players. One and done. You got to be able to make some noise on the offensive glass and keep possessions alive. They weren't able to do that.
No good from Dragic.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Getting the foul on the shot. Amazing to watch the 10th overall pick in 2014 and Justice Winslow manage his career and positional change in the NBA. I mean, last year he had a very underrated season. Averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. A lot of what Miami was trying to do last year had to deal with Justice Winslow playing some point forward and initiating a lot of their offense, especially in the wake of the Dragic injury.
And he makes the first. And with Winslow, the defense, Brent, was always there. The offensive improvement finally caught up.
Well, a little bit, Kevin. He's still never going to be your 1 through 3 option in any offensive set, and defense will be his calling card. But last year, the way that they explored his ball handling and made him a point forward, he definitely impacted the game.
And last year, a bit of a pivot for Justice Winslow in terms of his game. Found one of the better ways he could contribute to the team is through his developing playmaking skills.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Now here's Butler. Not a lot of room. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Butler's got 6.
And when he gets inside, Butler's not going to be denied. Tremendous focus down low.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Herter passes to Collins. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. And for Winslow, he filled in at the point when Dragic was injured last season.
And Winslow looks really comfortable in that playmaking role. We know he struggled with his shooting, but when he can contribute with his passing, it adds another layer to his game.
Here's Len. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Len kicks to Young. Pass to Collins. Here's Herter. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Leonard. They get the rebound.
This guy's got a great nose for the offensive glass, and I like how he used those long arms that time to reach up, snag that rebound.
Miami with the ball. 3-point lead. Dragic with it. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. Over Young. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And Collins has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Adebayo against Young. Len. And the dunk by Len.
Yeah, you're not going to fool around much on the interior, especially if you're Alex Len. That big, that close, easy bucket.
For Miami, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. No good from Dragic.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Young against Butler. Young passes to Len. 5 on the clock. And Young kicks to Collins. From deep. But they recover it. Len's shot is off. The Heat with the lead. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with Eric Spoelstra.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that doing a good job defending the perimeter would get everything else going. He said, if we can get them off their spots and make them do things they're not used to, we'll have a very good chance. We'll see if they can execute that strategy, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Devising a strategy to take away that 3-point shot.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime, and that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season, gets out in the country, and puts in that work.
First one falls for him. And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, 2-a-days, hot yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
And so Butler nails both of them.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
It's Young on the wing. Shoots over Dragic. Up again.
Yeah, the way you keep plays alive is with some effort, and John Collins giving it to you.
And Miami shooting 45% from the field early. Dragic against Young. The 11-footer. He can't get that one to fall. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going. Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
The Heat making a switch here. Waiters is checked in. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Hunter's checked in. Outside Butler. From about 19 feet. Rebound by Parker.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Young against Waiters. Little turnaround. Excellent D there from Waiters. Miami trailer. Adebayo with the bucket.
And you can see that Butler is the total package. Solid at recognizing when one of his guys is open.
Now, here is Young. 23 points for him the last game against Philadelphia. And the layup falls. Young's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And here is Waiters. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. 5th, Jimmy Butler.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Parker with the steal. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
And let's take a look here at John Collins. He's coming off an excellent season. 15th in rebounding. And he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage. Able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards. Going hard at it at both ends last year. Really helping out his team. Now here's Butler. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Can't connect from short range.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Oh, the lob to Parker. And Young kicks to Reddish. Shoots over Olynyk. And Reddish, the bucket on the assist from Young. And the Hawks lead by 3. The Heat shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Winslow against Parker. A nice shot by Winslow.
Great self-confidence from Winslow on that play, taking it up strong inside.
Atlanta's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Young passes to Hunter. Back to Young. 5 to shoot. There's the lob to the hoop.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The Heat trail by 3.
And speeding up the offense, something the Hawks began last season.
It was interesting for the Hawks kind of zigging while everybody's zagging as they made it a priority to get to the offensive glass, along with tons more field goal attempts in their offense, and that's been giving some defenses fits.
Now here is Young. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Dion Waiters.
The mentality of Trae Young: shoot first, shoot often, keeps defenders very active, in this case too active.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Young.
Well, comparisons to Steph Curry, unfair for Trae Young, and they're quieting. His shooting percentages in year one leave plenty of room for growth.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Johnson, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Derek Jones comes in for Winslow. And Hero subbed in for Butler. And so Young nails them both. And Greg, you talk about unfair comparisons for Trae Young. His career will always be measured against that of Luka Doncic after the Hawks traded back from the #3 pick.
And Doncic going on to win Rookie of the Year, an instant star. And Trae Young with plenty of talent. And we'll see what he can accomplish.
And the Hawks making a change here. Carter's checked in. Outside, Jones.
Derek Jones gets talked about a lot in terms of his dunking prowess and the way that he can get up in the air and maybe make a poster and a memory in the flash of an eye. But beyond the dunks, he's done a good job of really improving his game since coming into the league in 2016.
Hey, Brent, for Derek Jones, he saw the floor a good amount in his first full season with the Miami Heat.
Derek Jones is somebody that the Miami Heat continue to explore, and I guess if you're within that organization in Miami for a number of seasons, they like something about your competitive spirit, and that's where Derek Jones has probably found a home here in Miami.
Now here's Parker. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. There's Crabbe with the three. Excellent D there from Waiters.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
From deep, Johnson. Rebound, Atlanta. Parker inside. He's guarded by Johnson. And that one's good. Parker.
Sometimes you got to just be in position, and that time Jabari was deep enough and pretty much game over for the D.
Waiters for three. That one's not going to go. And Atlanta will come the other way. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
Yeah, and the season series between these two, 4 games in all, starting tonight. A chance to stake out an advantage in the division.
Now here's Parker. Shot clock at 5. Jones kicks to Parker. Over Waiters. Parker's shot is off.
It just seemed like they were out of sync and waited way too long.
Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Passes to Jones. And it's slammed in by Jones.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. 43 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Hero. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. That's tipped. Now Carter. There's the pass to Crabbe. Back to Carter. There's Parker with the three. Can't hit that one. To the middle. Here's Johnson, and Jones sends it back. Here's Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, I love how Jabari gets to the rim and goes strong, that time up over the top.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it. And I wake up for these games. I want to know, how do you do it? And you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides, a two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Hawks,
Take a break.
we've got Carter. Jabari Parker is out there with Jones. Then there's Hunter. And it's Crabbe in at the point. And the first one drops.
And one issue for the Heat for years now, inefficient shooting.
Well, young players are learning how to defend, so you need to do that first. But if you can't go down on the offensive end and you can't find ways to dig out of holes by shooting the basketball, you get down 10 or 12 points. Defense sometimes isn't enough. They've been the bottom third in points scored for quite a while.
Brett, so many guys are now shooting from well beyond the arc. Who do you think has the deepest range in the league?
I think Steph Curry has the most consistent, deepest range.
Lillard is in that category.
Lillard is in there, and of course last year's playoff win will never go away in terms of what a great memory that was. Trae Young is now entering that category, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw that at the end of last year. His fearlessness in pulling up from just about anywhere has been pretty remarkable. And to that, I will add one Brook Lopez, who has found his way well beyond the three-point line.
He's a whole nother conversation.
We'll talk about him later.
We'll do that. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. Now here's Jones, following the missed shot by DeAndre Hunter. Launches a three, and it's Waiters again missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Grab the pass to Parker. The shot, no good. Good D by Jones. And it's Jones with the ball for the Miami Heat. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Yeah, it never stopped working. One of those games where just everybody was making shots, continual flow, and a very professional win.
The Hawks shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Shooting two.
And the first one at the line is good. And the last two drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Myers-Leonard comes in for Olynyk, and it's Dragic in for Waiters.
One thing that the Heat have done really for the last 4 years, block shots.
Well, they've had some very athletic big men. You think of Hassan Whiteside, who's moved on to Portland, and now Bam Adebayo. Length on the wings, and of course Dwayne Wade being the best shot blocking two guard of all time. That's always helped their defense be scrappy and challenge a lot of shots.
Here's Herter. Shot clock at 6. And Carter has it in the corner over Jones. Off the left rim and out. The Heat trail by 12.
They need a bucket in a big way here
to regain some confidence.
And nice court vision from Dragic there to get a great look at the bucket.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Herter. 29 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
Let's just not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
The Hawks have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Well, some people looking at Atlanta and their situation in terms of the rebuild and wondering what direction they would go. They've made some pretty solid picks. Got John Collins at the 19th pick as a foundation piece, and then obviously drafting Trae Young and Kevin Herter, relying on shooting on the perimeter, and things moving along swiftly in Atlanta.
He's off on the second. And John Collins, Brent, falling that late in the first round shows you how deep that draft was.
Some people thought it was going to be a slow rebuild in Atlanta. They've made some pretty good picks, grabbing Collins, as you mentioned, and then last year picking up Trae Young and Kevin Herter in the draft and relying on some shooting. That number 19 has been pretty lucky so far for the Atlanta Hawks.
Here's Hero following the bucket by the Hawks. Kicks it to Dragic. Over Crabbe. It's good. And the Hawks lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Dragic.
Got to respect the mid-range play of Goran Dragic right there. The left-handed point guard strokes it well.
Here's Herter. It's Jones on the wing. Inside. Here's Crabbe. Rebound by the Heat.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Hero. Reddish, he's checked in for Atlanta. Young comes in for Crabbe. The Heat have gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Here's Butler. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Reddish kicks to Young. There's the 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Young's got 9 points.
You start getting the feeling that Trae Young is going to be one of those guys that once he gets into his three-point motion, count it.
Dragic against Young. Tries from 10. Another shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Alex Len picks one up.
One of the better free throw shooting bigs in the NBA. The challenge for Leonard as he develops is to try to get to the line a few more times.
No good on that one. Are there any players, Brent, you have been surprised with how good they've become?
Well, last year, the evolution of Pascal Siakam and what he was able to do in Toronto was just out of nowhere. And what an incredible run he had, being a huge part of getting that team into the NBA Finals for the first time. Canada saw finals basketball, the birthplace of basketball.
The Toronto Huskies, you're right.
Pascal Siakam last year was such a huge eye-opener.
How about his game 1 in the finals? Unbelievable.
Tremendous, and great confidence, and the way that he can play, Kevin, very difficult to match up against. Shooting threes, transition, long on defense. It'll be interesting to see in the years to come how far Pascal Siakam comes in the league.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Pass to Young. A baseline J in Atlanta again with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Dragic with it. Butler on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Miami needs to get a shot off. Here's Adebayo. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
Young's shot is off.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Dragic. He doesn't hit that one. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And the dunk by Len.
Shooters tend to be hungry, but this time Herter finds an open teammate.
And it's the Heat with the ball. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Yep, that one goes in there. Young's got 11 points.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And Reddish with the slam.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And in his rookie season, Kevin Herter out of Maryland taking his time and finding his spots.
Yeah, after his sophomore year in Maryland, Kevin felt like he was ready for the NBA. And I think Travis Schlenk, the general manager of the Hawks, looking at shooting as something he wanted to build on coming from the Golden State Warriors. He got a great shooter in Herter.
Right side, Butler. Outside, Dragic. Leonard against Len. Leonard attacking. Here's Adebayo. Makes it off the glass. Adebayo's got his second basket of the game.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Now, here's Reddish. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. The feed to Young. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Dragic kicks to Butler. And the foul on Cam Reddish. That's his first foul. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
Here's Waiters after the made shot from John Collins. Outside Butler, the 3. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Bounce pass Young. The shot by Len. Wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got 6 assists now in the game. The 11-footer. That one rolling around and rims out.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Out to the wing. And the wide open shot from Reddish. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Miami's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Winslow wide open. He fires. Misses the wing J. And Collins has got the ball here for Atlanta. To the wing on the left. Here's Herter. Misses the 3. And Miami shooting a measly 26% in the second quarter. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Olynyk is checked in for Miami. And a change for the Hawks. Hunter's checked in for Kevin Huerter. Timeout called the Heat. And you look at Jimmy Butler. Goes about 6'8", about 230 pounds. Great size on the wing.
And he keeps himself in tip-top shape. His strength, one thing I'm not sure the casual fan even recognizes.
Here's a look at some stats
For Trae Young.
last year, getting it done. He was around 19 points a game, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds.
And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Adebayo finds Winslow. Butler with the ball. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Winslow's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
Now, here's Collins. 6 points for him.
That's exactly the shot they're looking for.
Waiters against Young. Olynyk dishes to Waiters. He kicks it to Winslow. Just 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. Len grabs the board. Len's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
And we haven't seen them get to the line as much here in the second quarter. They might be settling a tad too much offensively. Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And Miami shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Waiters inside the 3-point line. Atlanta with the rebound. Hunter's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now, here's Collins. His last outing, he had 8 points. Over Olynyk. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Butler finds Adebayo. Here's Olynyk. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Often you find him out on the wing, but Olynyk seizing the opportunity to go inside and dig out that extra possession.
Now, here is Young. 13 points in the game. Over in the corner, Reddish. Young passes to Len. Hawks passing it around. Here's Hunter. No good on the triple. Miami's gone 1 of 6 from 3-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly.
Great speed by Winslow there to get out in transition and wide, finding a way to capitalize on that opportunity.
Waiters against Young. Pass to Len. Back to Young. He got it up. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. We saw Trae Young lighting it up in the first half. He had 13 points, 6 assists, and 1 rebound. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. The backcourt, Dragic and Butler. Justice Winslow out there with Bam Adebayo. And it's Leonard in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Young against Dragic, and Winslow comes to help. Collins wide open, he fires. His three-pointers off the mark. The Heat shooting about 35% from the floor, not much falling for them. Here's Dragic, rebounded by the Hawks. Collins has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight, and it's Dragic with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Young. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Right side, Leonard. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Here's Young. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Young's got 17.
And he's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Now here's Winslow. Defense right on him. Outside Dragic. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. He's got 9.
Really nice to see Dragic explore that aspect of his game. The catch and shoot, Jay, is simply deadly. Well, if you look at Miami's future and it was inside a crystal ball, that picture's got to be a bit foggy at this point. They've been in the middle of the pack for a long time, but taking a chance this offseason and bringing in Jimmy Butler as their lone star, we'll see if that recruitment process pays off in some ways for Miami to reestablish some of their culture.
Collins dishes to Young. In the corner, Herter with it. Down low. And he banks in the layup. And it's 13 points for Cam Reddish.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
You know, it seems like every year Miami is barely making or barely missing the playoffs. So, Brent, you're right. They've been close.
They keep it competitive. I just don't think there's a way in which Pat Riley will ever let go of the rope that way and tear down the rosters. There's just too much pride, too much competitive fire here for them to do that, and it's not the way that Miami's going to go.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Hawks said they were going to be patient when they rebuilt their team, and they were going to do it through the draft, and they've stuck to that script. Now, Trae Young is probably the biggest name, but Atlanta's added a lot of great young talent the last 3 years. There's John Collins, Kevin Herter, and in 2019, the Hawks added 3 more good young players in the draft. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Bruno Fernando. Things are looking up in Atlanta.
I would think so, too. On paper, it looks good. We'll see if it materializes. D.A., thank you as always. Here's Dragic following the basket by Trae Young. He's off from 17 feet. Reddish the pass to Collins. Young outside. Pass to Len. Over in the corner, Reddish. Winslow with it, and it's Reddish picking him up. And Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Winslow. Winslow's got 5 assists tonight.
Now, opposing coaches telling their defenders be more physical with Dragic. That time he took advantage and doesn't mind getting knocked around a bit in there.
Now, here is Young. He's got 19. Got a hand on it. Butler feeling it out a bit. That 3 off the mark. Hawks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And Young kicks to Reddish. Here's Collins. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Justice Winslow.
John Collins having no problem that time playing through the contact.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. James Johnson's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Derek Jones comes in for Justice Winslow. And Hero subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player. He is highly efficient.
Now here's Crabb from past the arc. It doesn't go for him. Rockets with some nice D. They get a hand on it. Johnson in the corner. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Well, the strength of Johnson there, hard to contain, adept at scoring despite getting bodied up.
The Hawks have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. And the pass to Jones. Jones against Parker. And the dunk by Parker.
And that's ferocious. Parker utilizing that vertical and that timing to perfection.
Here's Hero. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Leonard. On the wing, Jones. Here's Carter, and then Carter with the jam.
Yeah, something Jabari Parker really needs to improve on is just good positioning on defensive possessions. That time uses his athleticism to pry away the steal.
And the rejection by Collins. Now here's Crabb. Parker outside. Now here is Carter. Tight defense on him. Crabb good.
And that's his forte. Crabb with perfect shot mechanics and tremendous range on that 3.
Here's Hero. Defended by Carter. To stop the run. Rebounded by the Hawks. And the layup's good off the glass. Carter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And stolen by Crabb. Jones the pass to Carter. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Olynyk, he's checked in for Miami. Waiters comes in for Goran Dragic. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Hunter's checked in for John Collins. That's good from Vince Carter. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player. And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Now here's Crabb. He has 7. Just 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Johnson. Some last season stats for him. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. and every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
The role consists of rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else he gives you is found change in the couch.
Here's Waiters, and Jones sends it back. Hunter with it, working on Jones. Hunter no good. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Trying to get something going, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Dion Waiters, the epitome of a player that can shoot you in or out of a game. Very hit or miss night to night.
Yeah, the thing about Dion is he's got a very short memory, Kevin, so he'll continue to fire it up there and try to make an impact in the game offensively. You're either on Waiters Island, where it's full of life on nights where he's hitting it, or it's completely deserted, and there's no point in going.
And that one misses.
Still struggling to find some consistency as an offensive player, but Waiters does get to the free throw line a fair amount for a guy who shoots so many threes.
And he's good on the second.
And even with the shift from Budenholzer to Pierce, the Hawks continue to rely on the three as much as any team.
No doubt about it. I think the front office still accentuating the fact that they want to find some floor spacers after that 19th pick in John Collins, a guy that can rim run and protect the middle. They wanted to go after as much shooting as they possibly could.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
And Miami has possession after the basket by Atlanta.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Now here's Parker. 10 points for him. To the paint. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Knocked away. Bucket is good.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Now here's Waiters. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, he is an offensive threat, and Waiters can draw a ton of shooting fouls when he's aggressive.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
And no good on the 2nd free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Carter with the 3, cans it from downtown. Carter's got 10 points here in the second half.
Well, he doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Here's Hero. Rebound by Parker. Parker's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Down low. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Waiters surveying the D. Shot to stop the run. Hunter grabs the miss. Hunter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Carter kicks to Jones. Shoots over Olynyk in Atlanta again with the bucket.
Yeah, he's going to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
Well, defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle is driving the coaching staff a little bit batty right now.
Here's Hero. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
He's getting his 1st free throw attempt of the night right now.
shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Young's checked in for Allen Kraft. And good on the second, so he makes them both. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter. Pass to Hunter. Back to Young. It's tipped. Parker against Johnson. He's feeling it. Parker's shot is off. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Jones.
Whoa!
You saw that.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Now, here is Young. He's got 19. Parker kicks to Young. There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. And the Heat making a change here. Butler's checked in. Reddish, he's checked in for Atlanta. 1:12 left in the third. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Butler. Chalk up 2 there. Butler's got 19 points.
And just love how intense Butler is on this end. Looking to shoot every time down the floor. He is totally locked in.
Now, here is Young. Over in the corner, Reddish. Atlanta again missing. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for Miami. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Jones. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight.
Nice job getting to the basket. When Johnson has a good look, he doesn't pass it up.
Young passes to Hunter. Outside, Jones. Shoots over Olynyk. Misses off the left iron.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Outside, Jones. Kicks it to Waiters. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Got it off in time. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Atlanta with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Reddish out there with Bembry. Then it's Evan Turner. Then there's Hunter. And it's Fernando in at the 5 spot. Hunter. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner.
That's an unselfish play. Evan Turner with eyes up and delivers.
Here's Nunn. Pass to Okpala. The dish to Butler. Passes it to Nunn. Second shot opportunity. Got a piece of it. Here's Bembry. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. Reddish dishes to Turner. 2 points. That one goes.
This is the area that Evan Turner has built his house, the mid-range, finding his way into the paint and scoring the basketball.
Here's Nunn. The pass to Okpala. Outside Butler from 13, and he connects with the jumper. Butler's got 21.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
Here's Fernando. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. 4 on the clock. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want. The other, not so much.
Yeah, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
Here's Nunn after the basket by Atlanta. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Cam Reddish.
And Butler is just hard to guard inside. Really good at using his body to create contact against the defense at the basket.
Shooting 2.
Free throw, good Butler. Not many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there? That
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay,
of it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
And here are the Heat now after the miss from Evan Turner. Nunn passes to Okpala. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Reddish. He's covered closely, off with the layup.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Haslam, the pass to Nunn. Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that at high school. They play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. And he knocks down the first one. And, of course, there's no questioning Cam Reddish's talent level. Greg, he has a high ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, great size, length, the fluidity as an athlete. He can make an impact at both ends of the floor, shoots the three well for a young player, and you love his ability to match up, really 1 through 5.
The Heat have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Pass to Okpala. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Nunn. Here's Adebayo. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
And man, can that guy shoot a turnaround jumper or what? Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Passes it to Fernando. And here's Reddish. And there's the pass to Fernando. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Fernando's got his first 2 points of the night.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Here's Okpala. Fernando pulls it in. For Atlanta, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. It's Turner, high post. Over Butler. The shot by Turner, no good.
And that's how you want to see defense play. Got right up in his face to bother the shot.
That's going to make any scorer uncomfortable when you get that aggressive.
Yeah, and Butler just can't be stopped. I mean, even when the D knocks him around, he keeps his focus on the basket.
When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on that when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league, that the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Now here's Turner. To the wing right side. Here's Bembry. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Crab, no good. The Heat have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Okpala. The rebound by Turner.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
He's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Here's Nunn. Here's Butler. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Hawks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Out left to the wing. Here's Bembry. Pass to Fernando. Plenty of space. Nunn grabs the board. Heat shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. Inside, here's Haslam. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in there?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right. All about communication.
That communication, and communication as quick as you possibly can. That's an important factor. Yes. Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
Here's Bembry to the left side wing. Here's Crabb. Can't get the reverse layup to fall.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Here's Adebayo. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Now here's Collins. Pass to Bembry. Shoots a 3. Good on the triple. Bembry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Passes it to Okpala. Now here is Haslam. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Carter, the pass to Crabb. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed. Carter's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Hero. He's guarded by Crabb. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything shooting. Free throws.
Yeah, well, you would use... I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt 3-point shooting percentage, 2-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Atlanta. The Hawks have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. Bembry, the pass to Turner. To the inside, it's stolen by Johnson. He's off on the first.
Well, the veteran James Johnson has been in the league for quite some time now, and he's had a few different stops. You can't deny the fact that James Johnson has some incredible talents shooting, handling, controlling the offense from that point forward position. He does a really nice job and has found a home here in Miami.
Now here's Turner. The pass to Carter. The 3, that falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. 14 points for Vince Carter.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And for Johnson now, over a decade of service time in the NBA. Brent, that's some great veteran leadership.
Great veteran leadership, great experience to draw from, but finding a home in Miami. Case in point, last year for the Miami Heat, James Johnson was elected the team captain. So nice to see some of that hard work obviously paying off here in terms of the respectability of James Johnson.
Clock at 2. The shot by Turner, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Hero, no good. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. From deep, bangs home the trifecta. Hero's got 6 in the quarter.
One of the ways to get a great look from the three-point line is when you're on a fast break. The defense simply lost him.
Turner passes to Carter. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
Huge running with purpose right there in the open court situation. Johnson opportunistic on the break.
Bembry kicks to Turner. Here's Bembry. Here's Fernando. The Hawks again can't hit.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Hawks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Cam Reddish.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
That free throw, no good. And he may not have gotten the same attention as some of the other picks back in the 2017 draft break, but John Collins out of Wake Forest has been outstanding thus far in his career.
Really one of the league's best kept secrets. Tremendous athleticism, also great hands, and just has a knack for moving to the open spot around that rim.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. The three-pointer, no good. It's Vince Carter on the wing, defended by Butler. Basket, good.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Smooth sailing for Atlanta. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Carter outside. Back to Collins, and taken away by Johnson. And here we go. Butler heading to the hoop. And slam dunk by Butler.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
And consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams. And tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, you guys really got after it tonight. Is this the kind of mentality you want to impose on the other team?
Just as long as I stay aggressive, you know, don't rush the game, don't get outside of my game, but continue to play hard.
Well, you got your teammates looking for you tonight, Jabari. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.